Wanted to load it up long. Double coverage on Brown. And
he's inbounds. He might go. 99 yards.
Flicker action. Tannehill taking a chance towards the end zone, and it is caught. A.J. Brown.
Tannehill will take it all the way. They won't catch him.
What is going on, Titans Nation? Titans Universe here to talk about a topic that's been weighing on my mind for a while. And that is, are the Titans wasting their best Super Bowl window they've ever had? Now don't get me wrong, that 99 Titans team was something special. But this Titans team is more consistent, but it's also had a couple of bad lucks and down draws. Like, I want to go back to 2016 where this team really started making a name for itself in modern day football. The 2016 Tennessee Titans team was probably the most well-rounded team we've had in recent years. We had a top 10 defense and the offense was clicking. DeMarco Murray having a really good season. His last good season before he moved his way out of the NFL. Rashard Matthews put up stats that a Titans wide receiver hadn't done since Kendall Wright's rookie season. Delanie Walker was still one of the best tight ends in the league. Marcus Mariota had his best season. This was one of the most promising teams we had to win a Super Bowl. But then week 16 rolls around. Titans versus Jaguars. Marcus Mariota tears his fibula. That season goes down the drain. One of the most well-rounded teams the Titans have had, wasted. The next year rolls around, 2017. We have one of the best defenses, but Mariota was not the same after that injury. He put up one of the worst seasons he's ever had, throwing for 15 touchdowns. We managed to make the playoffs that season, in which he made one of the most miracle performances that a Titans quarterback has done. Catching a pass to himself, Derrick Henry goes off for 150 yards against the Chiefs. But then the next week, it shows how our offense was not that good. Even though we've had a good defense, our offense was terrible that season, and that seems to be the thing with the Titans. We get blown out by the Patriots. They send us packing. And even though Mike Mularkey had one of the best seasons a Titans coach has had since Jeff Fisher, the front office decides to let him go. Then we sign Coach Mike Vrabel the following year, 2018. We have one of the best defenses we've had since that 2008 run, where we went 13-3. But even though we have a good defense, our offense was not good. We were struggling. We were beating teams just by the hair, like the Jets and Redskins, which we had no business struggling against, and getting shut out by the Ravens. We did manage to beat the Patriots, which that was a plus that season, but then week 17 rolls around, and the week before Mariota gets hurt facing the Redskins. We put Blaine Gabbert in. This is a chance for the playoffs. Going against the Colts, Andrew Luck. We get blown out. My thoughts at the time was I didn't even want to go to the playoffs. I just wanted to get to the off season, tweak this team a little bit, and see how we do the following year. Then the following year comes around. 2019, week 7, I believe. Mariota has a bad game for the last time. Mike Vrabel decides to bench him. And then, to our surprise, the trade for Ryan Tannehill that we made the previous offseason becomes one of the best decisions the Titans have made in a while. Ryan Tannehill goes off, putting up the best stats a quarterback has that season. A.J. Brown, rookie wide receiver, emerges as a electrifying wide receiver, the best rookie that season. Derrick Henry, becoming King Henry, leading the league in rushing yards with 1,500 rushing yards. This offense was explosive, and it's exactly what we needed and what we've been waiting for since 2016. The playoffs come around. This is what we've been waiting for. We got a good offense. We got a decent defense. And what happens? Derrick Henry does everything for the offense, and our defense holds the Patriots to 13 points. We get through the Patriots, even though despite Derrick Henry putting over 180 yards, our offense did not do that well in the passing game. In fact, Ryan Tannehill did not even throw for that many yards. Our defense did great. Now we go to the following week versus the Baltimore Ravens. Once again, our defense is doing phenomenal, and Derrick Henry is carrying the offense, putting up 195 yards, but there still are some concerns in the passing game, as Ryan Tannehill did not throw for that many yards, but he did throw the 2 touchdowns that would help us win this game. You do see signs that we do not have the capabilities to fight with the Kansas City Chiefs. And what happens? We explode early, but then do nothing after that. Surprisingly, the defense could not get to Patrick Mahomes. They were doing terrible. Our offense was doing terrible. We just straight up choked against the Kansas City Chiefs. This team was our best chance to winning the Super Bowl, and I believe if we would get past the Chiefs, we would have beaten the 49ers in the Super Bowl, and we would have won the Super Bowl. But that chance wasted. Our biggest chance to win the Super Bowl just went by. We lost to the Chiefs. Then you go to the following year, 2020. This is one of the best offensive performances we have ever had. Ryan Tannehill's popping off. 30 touchdowns. Derrick Henry, 2,000 yards. A.J. Brown, 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns. Corey Davis, nearly 1,000 yards. This is the best offense we've had, arguably ever, that I can remember. But what's the problem? Now that our offense is clicking, now that it's top 2 in the league, our defense, god-awful. One of the worst defensive performances that I have ever seen watching the Titans. Pass rush was nowhere to be seen, and since the pass rush was not there, the cornerback struggled, giving up around 400 yards a game. The offense, even though the defense was terrible, the offense bailed us out in so many games. Getting in shootouts against teams we should not be getting in shootouts. The Minnesota Vikings and Jacksonville Jaguars both scored around 30 points, and finding ourselves having to battle our way against teams we shouldn't have. But somehow our offense always seems to manage to pull it off. That year we go 11-5, make it to the playoffs, lose to the Ravens. On a turn of events where our defense actually did great, but our offense did not perform. When we get into the playoffs, our offense does not do good enough to be Super Bowl contenders. Yeah, Derrick Henry did great last year, but our offense struggles in games where it really matters. And that's what's worrying me. Is this team ruining a Super Bowl window? Since 2016, it seems like when we have a good defense, we have a terrible offense. And when we have a good offense, we have a terrible defense. All we need is for our team to have that well-rounded team like a 2016, but having this good offense. Then I think this team is good enough. I think it will be well capable of winning the Super Bowl. I think we would then have our best chance. And I'm afraid if we don't win the Super Bowl in the next 4 years, we might not have a team like this for another decade. Derrick Henry is a once-in-a-blue moon type of running back. When has the Titans ever had a Pro Bowl quarterback, a Pro Bowl wide receiver, and a Pro Bowl running back? A running back that's dominating the league. A wide receiver that makes amazing plays and touchdowns, and almost always shows up when we need him. A quarterback that has put up more touchdowns than even McNair. If there is a time that the Titans are going to win the Super Bowl, I think it's going to be in the next 4 years. This is our biggest Super Bowl window. We do not need to waste this. And I fear that's what might happen. I think this team is a lot more suited this year than last year to win it. In my opinion, more well-rounded. The defense, I think, is more improved. Bud Dupree is a better addition than Jadeveon Clowney. Caleb Farley is very promising. Christian Fulton could emerge as a good cornerback. And if we sign Julio Jones, I think this offense is a Super Bowl contending offense. We just don't need to choke in the playoffs. We need to be more serious about this. As a Titans fan, I've been waiting for this kind of window to open up. Since I became a Titans fan back in 2008, they went 13-3 and ended up losing to the Baltimore Ravens. Seems like the Titans have had bad luck when it comes to making the Super Bowl. Will we get over that hump? We're just going to have to wait and see, but I really hope we do. I think if we are going to have a team that can put up a Super Bowl, it is this team. It is this offense. Derrick Henry is not going to be in the league for that long. I give him 6 years at the most. We do not need to waste his talents. We need to cash in on a Super Bowl while he is still in his prime, while we still have Tannehill balling, and while we still have A.J. Brown being a star. We just haven't had that magical season. If the 9-7 Giants can beat the 16-0 Patriots, then anything is possible. Even though the Bucs with Tom Brady look pretty intimidating, it's possible for the Titans to cash in a Super Bowl. But I think if it doesn't happen in the next 4 years, another chance might not come for another decade. I think Mike Vrabel is a really good coach. I think he is a Super Bowl winning type of coach. He might be good with the defense, but he is a leader. He brings a winning swagger. He's the type of guy to inspire players to win. He's the type of guy that players want to win for. I think he brings in a Super Bowl type of leadership, which is why I think this is our best Super Bowl window. In the next few years, the Titans have to cash in a Super Bowl. This is just my opinion, my thoughts about it. I just wanted to talk about the weird luck that the Titans have had in the past 6 years. Kind of crazy, but let me know what y'all thoughts are. Do y'all think that the Titans Super Bowl window is closing? And do y'all think this is our best shot to cash in on a Super Bowl? Is this our best Super Bowl window? Let me know in the comments below. Do y'all like the Titans' chances to win the Super Bowl in the next few years? I'm really curious to know. This is Titans Universe signing out. Bye.